What's up guys, it's the Realist Development YouTube channel here. I had to do a second take because I just had to fucking do that. I'm doing a video today on why once you go black-pilled you never go back. Today's video is kind of just going to be about a bit of a life story, but kind of about why life in general is pointless, and why it's just pointless anyway. Life is just pointless. It always has been and always will. So the reason why I became black-pilled was simply because I was red-pilled, right? When I was 14, I was getting bullied at school, right? Kids were taking away my chair from me. They were calling me names like watermelon shagger, because I made an old YouTube video of me dry humping a watermelon. Embarrassing, I know. They found my YouTube video. They played my channel out on loud, and it got me bullied. They were bullying me before that anyway. At times they were calling me names. They were making up rumours saying I was gay. There were sometimes, because of made up rumours, and on top of that, people just being arseholes, would come up to me, punch me in the arm, or they would floor me to the floor, and I'd get my legs and my trousers covered in mud. So I thought, well, I've got to stick up for myself. So then I started becoming red-pilled, and my dad never taught me anything. Never taught me how to get women. He never taught me how to stick up for myself. He didn't really seem to care, really. The only thing he's ever seemed to be willing to teach me is the fact that is driving, which I do appreciate, but he never taught me how to stick up for myself. He used to be a boxer, and he still like when I told them these kids are saying stuff, these kids are threatening to fight me and stuff, he'd just say, just ignore them. You never actually sat down and said, how do you, this is what you say back to them. He never went into a full analysis. He kind of like did like 5 minutes of pad work one time, and that was it. That's all he ever did. He was never there enough. He was neglectful. You might see this video, but I don't care. He's neglectful, right? He's always done the bare minimum. He's been there like financially wise, I'll give him that. He's a good provider, but like he's not good emotionally. He's not there to teach me things. He's not a good philosopher or a teacher. He's just a good provider and a good little wage slave, working a shitty job at a warehouse. That's all he ever does. Like, I don't look up to him. That's why I started looking up to people like Andrew Tate, Fresh and Fit, and people like that. Like not those exact people, but those types of people, the red pill types that just bring women on to just slam them and slut shame them, and many things like that. Like, they make some good points, but the whole thing is just the popularity context. They're basically just blue pillers in disguise that want to call themselves truth tellers, like the black pill is, but they're not really. That's one of the reasons why I became black pilled. But I was getting bullied at school. Girls would reject me, not because I asked them out a lot of the time. I did ask a couple out, but like most of the girls, the guys in the class would ask them out for me, not for me, but to make themselves look hard and to take the piss out of me and stuff, right? And these girls would harshly reject me at times, and these girls were fat and ugly. They weren't attractive. So it's not like, oh, they're attractive women, that's what you would expect from an average guy like me. No, like they were ugly. They were like sub 5. They were overweight, sub 5. Even the ones that were slim were sub 5 most of the time. Some of them were hot, but vast majority of them were ugly as fuck. They weren't even average, right? So like when it came to that sort of thing, I just saw the world for what it was, and I just thought, this world is fucking like that started to make me go to the gym, right? I started to go to the gym, I started lifting weights, I bulked up, dirty bulks. I just got fat, really. I put on like maybe 10 pounds of muscle in like 2 years. Like, pretty much. I didn't put on enough muscle because in the second year I wasn't getting enough sleep. Because when I got to college, my sleep ever since 16, my sleep has just been shit. Like, I've pretty much had like mild insomnia now for like 6 years now, and it fucking sucks. Like, my mental health is just getting worse because of it. Like, my mental health is getting so bad because of it. It's just, I'm just losing the will to live, and I'm losing so much motivation to get up and do shit. And it's not like I haven't done a routine. It's not like I haven't tried meditating, or I did more of that stuff like back from 16 to 19. So it's not like in the last 3 years I've maybe tried hard enough. Maybe I need to get into that sort of thing again. I don't know. Maybe it'll sort out the problem. I don't know. Not like I'm going to sleep anyway, because I'm probably going to get kicked out soon, because my dad's a prick. But yeah, like my life in general, it was never that great. You know, my life was never that great. Oh yeah, that was it. Like, that kind of started to make me follow all these alpha male YouTubers and start to style myself up, go to the gym, eat healthy, which isn't a bad thing, obviously it's not. But it was the reason why I was doing it. I was doing it to impress others, not doing it for myself. Well, that's not the thing that I enjoy doing, right? I do agree that you should eat healthy, I suppose. You should exercise enough, right? Which I do. I don't eat healthy that much, but I do exercise. I do at least 6,000 steps a day, right? As you can tell, I'm in nature quite a lot, right? But life is just... But, yeah, I did all that shit. But one day I just got to 17. I did work my first shift at a part-time job at a place called Diggerland, which is like a theme park. It's like doing customer service. It was fucking awful. Didn't even get minimum wage, by the way, guys. I signed a full work contract, didn't get paid minimum wage, which is ridiculous. But, yeah, I did my first shift then, and I remember the boss yelling at me all the time, and it really pissed me off, like to the point where I had like a full-on autistic meltdown when I got home. Not to sound like a pussy, did cry a bit, punched a hole in the wall, you know, it was stupid, but I held in a lot of anger, you know, because I had to keep that job, otherwise I would have failed my college course, which is in the UK, it's like 16 to 18, generally speaking, which I think I've told you in one of my other videos. But yeah, I worked that first shift, and even without the boss yelling at me and being a cunt, just the actual job itself was awful. I could not stand it. And I just thought, is this what life is like? Work as an adult, work in a shitty job. No, I'm never going to have time or motivation to go to the gym anymore. I don't care, like, do you know what I mean? I realised that life itself is fucking pointless. After working a job, I realised the whole system was fucked. Now, I didn't think life as a whole was fucked yet. That's more happened in the last few months, but just in general, like, I just thought the whole system was fucked. You know, even since I was 17, I realised something was wrong. Like, why are we forced to work these jobs? Like, what benefit do they have for us? Like, why are people so obedient and so, like, fake? You can tell they don't enjoy their lives, but they make out like they do. And they just don't get it. You know, they don't realise that them going to have alcohol on a Friday night is just them coping to deal with the negative shit they have to do throughout the work week. They don't realise that. But yeah, lockdown came, I lost my job because I wasn't doing enough hours anyway, because I couldn't do full time during the summer time, doing break, because I just thought, fuck it, I'm not doing 5 shifts a week, I'm quite happy doing 2 or 3 shifts a week. So I was just basically, I was just too lazy, to be honest, I will admit that. It's not like I was unfunctional back then either, no, I was purely just lazy. I'm lazy now, but I've like got mental health problems that have gotten worse, I kind of can't work, so it's like, kind of got an excuse but not, but who fucking cares anyway, life's pointless anyway. If I have to work, if I don't, I don't, it is what it is. But yeah, like, just in general, like, I just started to see life as shit, and then lockdown, my mental health got worse, my OCD got worse, my anxiety got worse, my depression got worse, I started self-harming. A few months ago, got kicked out, obviously, out of my sister's area. Nearly 3 weeks ago, kicked out of my sister's. I moved into my sister's from my mum's, and then obviously I got kicked out of my sister's into my dad's. I could fall at getting kicked out and becoming homeless soon, because apparently I'm flooding the bathroom floor, which is not true, barely. I'm not flooding the bathroom floor at all. I'm keeping them up at night, but I've got headphones now, so that should be solved. But my stepmom at 7:30 in the morning is playing loud-ass music, waking me up within like an hour or 2 left of my sleep, because I just can't sleep at 10 or 11. I just can't. I need to sleep like at midnight. I'm a night owl. I can't sleep early. If I do, I wake up too early. My sleep will get even worse, because I've experimented that myself. Multiple times. I had that problem at college, and then when lockdown came and started sleeping later, my sleep was at least a bit better, even though I still wasn't getting enough sleep. I always struggled with sleep. I got to around like 11 to, I got maybe to like 9 to start early 16 years old, and my sleep was actually alright. I was getting like 8-9 hours a night, so sleep-wise was alright, but especially when I got to a teenager. But then For some reason I got later teenage years, my sleep just went off the shit. I don't know if it's because it was like I got a massive trauma response to the bullying I got, or it was maybe because I just got old enough and realised my whole life was shit, and as time got on, I started realising that going to the gym, doing all this shit is pointless anyway. You know, it won't get you that far. And yeah, that's kind of what made me blackpilled. You know, I've been blackpilled for years now, and the further, and I feel like a few months ago I became an anti-natalist because a certain YouTuber, right, you know, I watched his videos and I resonated to him. You know, the guy's gone through a lot. You know, I don't hate the guy. I wish him well, right? I'm not going to say his name and shit, but you might know who I'm talking about. But yeah, I watched his videos and I resonated to them, and then I started watching the dark underbelly, soft white underbelly, that Amanda woman. She made a lot of sense. Then I started watching Steve Brown's streams. Then I joined his Discord. The other guy that I started watching as well made a Discord as well. His Discord server ended. I made my own. Don't really go on it that much, but yeah. And yeah, like since then, I've just slowly become more and more depressed since being in that Discord. Not because the people are arseholes, right? The people are great, but because they've lived their life stories and told me them, and they've all been shit. Most of them anyway. And I've looked at it and I just think, life is just terrible, isn't it? Like, life is so pointless. And the further I become an anti-natalist, the more I stay an anti-natalist, I'm even becoming an ethicist now, to be honest. I'm starting to realise life is fucking pointless. There is no reason to bring a kid into this mess. There's no reason to try and get them to go to the gym and do all this pointless shit, right? And that's what's caused me to become blackpilled, is seeing the world for what it is, seeing that it's all just negative. It's all negative with positive codes. That's all it is. That's all it is. Yeah, the only positive cope I've had today was going to Wendy's and talking to a couple of people on Steve Brown's Discord, right? But yeah, just life in general is so pointless. There was another squirrel. It's so fucking pointless. There's no reason to bother trying to live life for others, because people are always going to treat you like shit anyway. Most normies are arseholes. Most people are arseholes, right? Most people are either narcissists or they're just fucking too deluded to see the truth, and they're too ignorant. I can't stand most people. You know, I can't be in a room with people for too long, man. Like, I was on the bus earlier, and the bus was quite busy, and I just thought, when will I just get off, man? Like, it's not like I get a panic attack or an anxiety attack. I just don't care about people. They just annoy me. You know, I'm sure a lot of people that are on my Discord, on Steve Brown's Discord, or a lot of my subscribers will relate. You know, because people are they're just too stupid. They can't fathom that life is just a made-up shithole. That evolution in itself is just awful. And that it's just a bunch of organisms, whether it be as smart as a human being or as little as a fucking cell. We're all fucking attacking each other, eating each other, drinking each other, out-competing each other for resources, and fucking each other to keep the species going on. All for what? Because our brains, because our own biology tells us to. You know, we can prevent that shit. We can prevent all this pain. You know, we could become an anti-natalist. We could become black pill to see the truth and ignore the red pill. You know, because the red pill makes you see some truth, but it's still blue pilled as well, because it's still materialistic, it's still artificial. It's not the cold hard truth. The black pill's the cold hard truth. And so many people say that a lot of red pillers as well seem to hate black pillers because they seem to think that black pillers, all they do is use excuses. And it's like, A, can you blame them? Life is fucking pointless anyway. And two, not all of them use excuses. I know plenty of people that would say that they're anti-natalists, that are black pill, they're ethicists, that are eugenicists, etc. And they still work, and even if they don't work, they're still going out. You know, they're not relying on everyone else. They're still going outdoors, they're still exercising, they're still putting some effort in something at least, right? And yet, all we get told is, oh, you're just negative, or you're just biased, or you've just had bad experiences, someone who's had a good life. But they won't think like that when they're dying. When they're 70 years old, they've had to have a hip replacement, a spine replacement. They aren't as attractive as they are anymore. They have issues with their prostate. You know, if you're a man, or with your fanny if you're a woman. You know, like, life is not a gift. It isn't, and that's why I'm blackpilled. Like I said, once you take the black pill, you never go back, because once you see the truth, you can't reverse it. But anyway, goodbye.